Hi guys, welcome to our POB lecture series. Now these are the topics that we'll be looking at in this video. Let's get started. The nature of business. Number 1, today's business environment. Number 2, the Caribbean economic environment. Number 3, words and concepts we use in business. And number 4, different types of markets. Okay, so the first thing that we'll be looking at, what is a business? Now, a business or business unit is an organization that provides goods or services, or both, with the aim of making a profit. Now, it could be a commercial or industrial organization. However, we have anomalies such as churches, government-owned schools, or even clubs, which are non-profit making organizations. With these organizations, they do not make profits. Okay? Now, if it is that a business chooses to change a business structure or close their doors, do not take it personal. Okay? It is either because they are seeing an opportunity to make more profit or they are losing profit. So that is the main reason to either make adjustments to a business or to close their doors. Okay? So we're going to look at entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? Now, an entrepreneur is a person who sets up a business or businesses taking on financial risk in the hope of making a profit. Now, such person is usually innovative and may create new products, or they can also offer unusual services, or maybe introduce a new technology or new method of production. You get my gist. Okay, so moving on. We're going to then look at today's business environment. What do we mean by today's business environment? Now, to be an entrepreneur in today's business environment could be very daunting, but the experience could also prove to be quite rewarding. In the past, the business environment was divided into zones that were isolated. Now, today with technological advances and increasing globalization, the world is being transformed into virtually one space. Persons in two different parts of the world can operate a business and keep in close touch with each other via telecommunication. Now, tools and services, or they can also have it done through travel, all of which can be accomplished at a very high speed. As the technology advances, various types of businesses have emerged all over the globe. This increases competition among firms, guaranteeing customers, for the most part, better products and services. It also helps managers to improve their skills. However, there are also many changes that are taking place in the global environment, and these have their impact on businesses. Okay? So we're going to look next on the global economy. Now, the global economy refers to the interconnected worldwide economic activities that takes place between multiple countries. Okay? Now, what we're also looking at is the economic globalization. Economic globalization is the linking of national economies into one international economy through the process of trade, capital flows, foreign direct investments, migration, and technology. Now, this is affected by a number of forces, especially by the impact of political, economic, and technological events. Okay? So, the Caribbean economic environment, what is that? Now, the Caribbean economic environment, we know the world economic crisis affects Caribbean economies. Okay? Now, the decline in remittances from overseas to Caribbean people is an example of the effect it has. A decline in remittances will also result in a reduction in foreign currencies inflows from overseas. Trade within the region can also be affected because there will be less demand for CARICOM goods and services. More specifically, a fall in the price of oil will affect development and the standard of living. Now, for example, in as much as the country's income comes from oil, which it produces much of oil dollar fuels, the non-oil sectors such as banking and insurance within the country, likewise Caribbean islands. Okay? So it does affect them. What is global crisis? Now, the global crisis, it is a period of severe difficulties which financial institutions, markets, companies, and consumers experience simultaneously. Now, the International Monetary Fund suggested that Caribbean countries increase or widen their tax base, decrease their international debts, and also tighten their tax policies to deal with the reduced income that will be brought on by the world economic crisis. Now, International Labour Organization suggested that for Caribbean economies to survive this crisis, government should adopt principles of productive work, fair income, security in the workplace, and social protection for workers and their families. Okay, so we're then moving on to words and concepts used in business. Now, the words and concepts used in business, the first one up is goods. Okay, goods are tangible, Goods are tangible items that a business organization or industry produces from consumers or customers. Now, goods are usually exchanged for money, especially in business and industry. However, in other types of transactions, goods may be exchanged for service rather than for money. Next up, we have services. Services, these are the intangible tasks or activities that are undertaken by businesses, and that is to satisfy the needs of customers or consumers as a whole. Intangible means something that cannot be handled or touched. For example, a person goes to a barber or a hairdresser for a haircut. In this case, the barber or hairdresser provides a service to the person or the customer. A person may wish to save money with a financial institution. The financial institution would then be providing a service to that person. In each case, you know the service has been rendered, but you cannot hold or touch it, and that is why it is called intangible. Okay? Next up, we have consumers. Who are consumers? These are persons who purchase goods and service for personal use. Now, consumers are individuals who purchase goods and that are produced or used. The services provided in an economy. Now, if consumers are not satisfied with the goods and services offered by businesses, they will purchase them. Okay, so if it is that consumers are satisfied with the goods and services offered by businesses, they will purchase them. However, if it is that they are not satisfied, it will then put a bad taste in the customer's mouth. Now, if a consumer is dissatisfied with a product and uses the right forum to voice that dissatisfaction and gains the support of other consumers, this could result in significant reduction in the number of units that are purchased. If corrective measures are taken, then it can be rectified as soon as possible. However, if corrective measures are not taken in a timely manner, this could result in a reduced profit for that business. Okay, so moving right along, next up, producers. A producer is someone who creates and supplies goods or services. Producers are also individuals or organizations that produce goods for customers or maybe consumers as a whole. the input of the producer is critical to the output of the organization. Okay, guys? Note that. Exchange. Exchange, the term exchange has a wide range of meaning, or it has a wide range of meanings. Now, in its simplest sense, exchange means the giving up of something of value for something that one desires. Now, if a person purchased a well-needed textbook, then that person gave up something of value, such as money, for something that he or she desires, such as a textbook. It is important to note that money is not always used in exchange. Two persons may agree to exchange goods for another good or service for another service. Now, this activity would be referred to as barter, which we will later look at. Okay? Next up, we have markets. What are markets? Now, markets are often, or we often define market as a place where goods are sold. This is true because we often go to a specific place to purchase goods. Place is one piece of the puzzle, though. In the marketing mix, because we do not always go to a specific place to purchase a product that we need or to obtain a specific service, today one can order goods or access services using the telemarketing or e-commerce facilities. Okay? Moving on to different types of markets. Now, the different types of markets that we do have, the first one, consumer markets. Now, consumer markets, consumers are, okay, for the consumer markets consist of customers who makes purchases for their own use and not for resale. Okay? Now, moving on to industrial markets. Industrial markets would be, in these markets, goods and services are traded between businesses. For example, an industrial company may sell finished goods or semi-finished goods to another company. In terms of services, a number of businesses organizations sell services such as security, accounting, legal, transportation, and even the skills of workers to other business organizations. Next up, we have the financial market. Now, the financial market refers to a marketplace where creation and trading of financial assets such as shares, debentures, bonds, derivatives, currencies, etc. Okay? Now, moving on to online market. Now, with the online market, we have online markets they offer goods and services, such as eBay. eBay is a very successful online marketing company. Now, a Caribbean product that is sold online, it is famous. Well, we sometimes sell our famous products, whichever country you are from. Okay? The technology is also facilitated. It also facilitates trade from the consumer side. A busy mother in Jamaica can do her Christmas shopping completely online, both in the Caribbean and in the rest of the world. Now, the internet, the issuance of international credit cards, the possibility of electronic transfers, and the growth of telebanking generally make the world a smaller place or a small place in this section that we're speaking of. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Please do remember to download our app in the Google Play Store. Okay? You can click on the link in the description below. Okay? Now, if it is that you would like past papers to assist you further, that's also in the app. Okay? Thanks for watching.